What's going on? I'm Kyle with Far-Flung Tin Can here at 12,500 feet on a floating island, and this is your missions update. I am still out of breath because we are still acclimating at the very high elevation of this Peru trip. The first half of this Peru trip is always on the floating islands, and the second half is in La Rinconada. We have had an awesome time here in the floating islands. What we love about coming here is that the Lord is doing a progressive work. The first time we came, we shared the gospel and they just stared at us. And then we came back 9 months later, this is 2019, and we started going island to island, witnessing the gospel. And people accepted Christ and they were moved and they were excited. Then during COVID, we couldn't come because of COVID restrictions, but they had no way to eat because everything was shut down here. So we've had 70 families for a year. And then in 2021, we came back. They said, will you disciple us? So we started discipling the believers, and we kept reaching out to those that don't know anything about Jesus, because this community has been pagan for thousands of years. At the end of that trip in 2021, they said, will you please plant us a church here on the floating islands? So we said yes. In 2022, we came back with a team and we started construction on the very first floating church here in the Urus tribe. It was incredible to see it. They dedicated a piece of land that no non-Peruvian had ever stood foot on, and we started building a church. And now here we are in 2024, and the church is finished. There is a congregation. They are doing multiple services a week, and there are built-on classrooms on the back so that the kids can be taught while the adults are having church. It's amazing what's going on. And this week we've had a beautiful time visiting more non-believers. We've sailed on these tiny little boats. They are experiencing, like in the Amazon, a very rare drought. And so it's been very hard to travel. And we've been having to push our way with sticks to get to some of these banks, but that doesn't stop us from reaching the gospel. We have found house after house of people who have never heard of Jesus, who accepted Christ. We've heard of those that do believe Jesus that are shut-ins. We've had those that have sicknesses, somebody's hut burned down. So we've been able to meet some physical needs, and then we've been able to meet spiritual needs. It's been a great, very short time just here on the islands, and then we're gonna head up to 17,000 feet to the mining town of La Rinconada.
This has been a beautiful time of ministry here in La Rinconada, the highest city on earth. We've handed out over 300 Bibles. We've prayed for over 150 people. We've seen dozens of salvations. Even though this is a difficult, dangerous city, God has moved every single time we've come to this place. We even recorded a worship video on top of a pagan altar above the city. We cannot wait to release that. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you soon.